before we get into this evening's live. And I really do think it's a doozy. We're on the precipice right now of being able to make a push at a very significant move against Bitcoin. Right now, we're being hindered, and it's a pain in the ass right now, that 2018 resistance, but we are hugging it for a nice amount of time here. And the way this close is lining up in an hour and 53 minutes, I'm very encouraged here. The closer we get to this rate cut, as we knew it was a sell the rumor buy the news event, that means the closer it gets to the news being released, the more people you might be buying here. So we'll see what happens, because we had a nice dump down in not just crypto, not just XRP and Bitcoin, as XRP almost went below 50. It went down to about 50.1 cent at its low. We had Bitcoin go down, around 53,900, well, lower than that even. We had gold go down and recover now. We had a beautiful spike down, and I talked about it yesterday, and I put the alert out there about a dump that happened because of an arbitrage. It was a purchase that was made in a mining stock, a mining company, and they particularly moved silver. And this will help them push out more silver. And we talked about it yesterday. It was First Majestic Silver. I talked about a buy. I layered in, well, more than layered in now, but I bought into First Majestic and B2 Gold, and we'll talk about that later. And I gave out the sign yesterday to do exactly what I was talking about. Today, B2 Gold, and neither did First Majestic moved more than I expected, which I wasn't expecting it to come over my buy-in, because I had bought in the 450s, but then also in the 480s as well. So it put me like at 471, I think, $4.71 if I'm not mistaken. And B2 Gold, I had various buys within layer, but I think the average ended up being 268. We'll take a look at it, but 268 might have been the average of that. I know it opened today at 270, but we'll take a look at that later if anybody's interested into that. But that'll come towards the end if anybody sticks around. That's something that I like to talk about if somebody really wants to know about it. Otherwise, I'm not just going to throw it in there before I talk about XRP, because I'm not going to get anything out of it, and neither are you. So, but we have a lot to talk about with XRP, as I truthfully believe there's a squeeze coming versus Bitcoin. It's speaking to us in the XRP Bitcoin pairing, and this very well might be the show where I start to layer into this. Remember how I did it back earlier in the pattern when we made this area, or where was it at? Much farther down. Last time I layered in was when we broke all the way down to here. We made the inverse head and shoulders. I think I may just start layering back into it again. So we'll see what happens, and then that would mean I would buy it every single day until the breakout. And I almost think that's what I'm going to do. I may even send over some money from BITUNIX, like $1,500, and send it over and have like a couple $1,000s to start off with this initial investment. I've been looking for a buy-in zone, but this could have been the bottom. I don't know, but we'll talk about more of this. And then if it comes down a little, I don't care. I'm just looking to get the entry. And with the XRP Bitcoin pairing, I think it's in a favorable spot right now. And XRP is really, really, really trying to close above that 2018 resistance right now. So this is further alluding to the fact that we could have a big move here. First Bitcoin. And like on the XRP Bitcoin pairing, the initial move is up to 1001, or I mean the 1147 sat level. But assuming in time we could finally get over this, and let's go into where X marks the spot. If you could finally break out of this long-term consolidation, it's just like with XRP. We've got some big built-up tension here. And if it breaks out, that's where I expect it to come here. And look at that. The cool thing about this, and if you want to talk about a historical move coming and a big squeeze against Bitcoin, whatever that means for XRP's price, nobody knows. But if this actually played out left shoulder, or left inverted arm, left inverted head over here, if that bounced up here, I mean, you could see a big, not just inverse head and shoulders created, that's a massive descending consolidation. And if that breaks out, we're talking about massive appreciation here. And was everybody, I know some were surprised when I put $5,000 in totality. As I was putting in, I started with a couple thousand, and then it gave us time to build in. And every day I was putting in 50, 100, 100. It just depended on what my trades were in the day or whatever the case may be. And now it's given us that same opportunity, and this is actually the breakout. So we're going to talk about this. we'll look at an article that I find interesting, because there's not many that are talking about the fact that Bitcoin or XRP could have a big move against Bitcoin. I talked about it earlier, and we talked about the reserves dropping on Binance. But we need to articulate the fact that we could be on the verge of a big move here versus Bitcoin. And I'm just as excited now as I was a couple months ago when we turned, well, for me, I had put $5,000 in, and that culminated with XRP, I believe, going down to around 38 cents in the totality of it. And that ended up paying off better than 40%. So, like, I make my money in weird ways. This is going to be one of them, I believe. And if it fails, you know, nothing's certain. Shit happens. But, you know, that could be a loss for next year so that I don't owe so much to the government. You know, I always look at it in a good way. Always look at it in a good way. So make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this up there, this live, as it is very, very, very important that we continue to get more people in here. As you can hear the motorcycle next door, I'm not going to complain about it. I actually like the sound of that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. It makes me feel, I get to live vicariously through somebody else. And they live in the apartment, so I'm not going to get mad. They don't have a driveway or anything. There's an apartment back here, and they got to go out into this little parking lot. Some people complain, but you know what? I'm fortunate enough to be a homeowner. I bet you they wish they could just be in their backyard as I'm sitting here doing my update or my live, while they have to sit out in the general parking lot working on that. So that takes some tenacity. So I respect that kind of stuff. So you won't hear me complain. So make sure to hit that like button so YouTube does recommend this live. It does help push us through the algorithm. We'll become recommended by YouTube. And that means if you look on YouTube, if I search through YouTube, my content, whether you've seen it or not, will become recommendable, and you'll see it in the YouTube newsfeed. So make sure to hit that like button. And I just want to timestamp this very quickly. Good evening. 6:13 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, September 10th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So the excitement that I feel today, I can't tell you the last time. Yesterday was an awesome live too, by the way. But the excitement that I feel right now, notice I haven't looked to see how many people are in here. Haven't looked to see about the comments because I needed to get through this like yesterday. The excitement I feel is because I feel something's lining up with the XRP Bitcoin pairing. And no, maybe XRP dives 50%, but Bitcoin dives 75%. It leaves a 25% gap with the XRP Bitcoin pairing. We don't know. But what we do know is right now is the first big opportunity since we had the nice rally that we bought into about a quarter of a year ago now, if you believe it or not. It's already been that long. The summer's already passed us by, basically. And there's a big opportunity here. I don't know how many people see this, but I can see a big opportunity. So what I'm going to do is I very well might be preparing for this opportunity as we're doing this live. So right now I've got, and I keep about $600 in my futures account on HOTCOIN. So right now on HOTCOIN I've got, how much liquid cash do I have? Because I took out some. I like to pay bills during the month and do stupid stuff. I've only $100 and something in here. Let's see. Yeah, see, I took it all out. I have $129 in here. Left over 26 bucks on XRP from a past send back and forth. So if I send $1,500 over from BITUNIX, that would put me at about 16 something, and I could start layering into this every single day and do a little bit more. I think that's what I might do. My gut's telling me to do this. So let me yeah, I need to do this. And we're gonna do, you know, I'm gonna log into this on my phone. But I want to hear some opinions here. Am I out of my mind, or does everybody see this? I'll do this after, but can everybody see what I'm talking about? Because I don't want to take up our time. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure to hit that like button. Much less than half of you that are watching have hit the like button. I think we deserve that like. You know, maybe I'll earn it during this live. But I honestly, it's unbelievable. How many weeks until the election? I don't know. Honestly, it's an annoyance to me, to be honest with you, because I know both parties run through the same bank, the central bank. I like Trump, obviously, but I'm not political, so I like Trump as a businessman. somebody who can do what he's done, yada yada yada. But I don't know. I don't like to split it up into like politics, but I think the election's in November. Well, yeah, it's in November, but I don't know how many weeks it is. So Messi, welcome in. Gray Paul, good evening. Mark Caston and Syrian, welcome into both of you, and thank you both for being in Tom's Army for 3 months plus with the XRP Meteor. And thank you so much for being a very trusted mod, Syrian. Yes, the debate's on tonight. It should be pretty funny. Ryan Eisenhower, welcome in. Hey, Tom, Canada in the house. Excellent, excellent, excellent. My Canadian friends, eh? My brother's from the north. Smitty, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. That is surely my face superimposed on that abduction badge. I kid you not. Louisville, welcome in. One of the oldest, well, not oldest by years, but a long time viewer, and he's been in Tom's Army for well over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon badge. Thank you so much for that, and I'm doing well, friend. I hope you're doing great. Tanya, welcome in, love, and thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for well over a year with the I Told You So badge. Man, it's awesome to see you in here, love. And I will be covering H-bar again because it's at a beautiful possible positioning here. Donald Troop, welcome in. UK Phil, good evening. Hello, Donald. Hello, UK Phil. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for 6 months plus with the XRP Predictor. I don't think it was you on Fortnite, but earlier I played one game and I seen your account on, so maybe your grandson was there today. I don't know. But one time I'm just going to have to go out on a limb and send you a request so that, you know. But when I seen it was down to 17 people, I said, I don't know if UK Phil can get down to the final 17, no offense. But but it was good to see you on there nonetheless. Ring Thane, welcome in. True Duco, welcome. Always love seeing you in here, True. Andre will look at XLM as well tonight. We will indeed. JW, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Excellent to see the crowd in here this evening. Good people in here tonight. JNL, welcome. You're welcome, friend. I'm glad you enjoyed the updates and the live as you're here now. I love it. Richard Quinn, I already answered your question, my good friend. John Page, welcome. 222 indeed. The sign of the angels watching from above. The Gatman XRP Healthcare has added AI technical to improve. They sure have. I've been kind of staying on the back burner with XRP Healthcare for now. I talk about it every now and then when I feel like it's a good buy time, which it isn't a bad buy time. And it isn't now. Shane Gross, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Wow, I certainly wasn't expecting donations tonight. Morning, Tom. Have you got any news on XDC holding strong? Yeah, we talked about XDC yesterday. How we did the old baby moment with that and H-bar. So we'll get into XDC as well. We got a lot to talk about this evening. Did I mention we got a lot to talk about this evening? And even if you don't like crypto, live vicariously through me. G-Ball, welcome in. Marvin, Richard Quinn, my point is hoping maybe tonight crypto is mentioned. Feels like we need something. Ooh, you might not want to hear it in the way they're going to mention it. Because Kamala might just say, we're going to do the, hey, when I'm in the office, you know, I want to do the unrealized capital gains tax. Ooh, the unrealized gains tax. Nobody wants to hear that, especially a trader. But yeah, I hear you. George, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge and me being abducted by aliens. Mark Casson, in your 3rd month in Tom's Army Plus with the XP Meteor. He says, how's your mom, mate? My friend, she's doing a little bit better. She's still got a long road ahead of her, but she's out of the hospital. She was there for 4 nights. She's got very bad diverticulitis where they got to take some of her intestine out, but it's so bad right now that they can't do surgery. So she's got like a month or 2. She's gonna have to let it heal, but she's with my sister for a few days and she's doing okay right now. But you know, now that she won't be on the pain medicines and all that good stuff, you know, Jason, income tax is unconstitutional. Yeah, well, we can keep saying that, but try not paying it and see what happens. And maybe as unconstitutional as it is, I'm not willing to sit behind bars. And you know where I put my money where my mouth is? Erwin Schiff, Peter Schiff's dad, made the same bold claim. Ended up spending the majority of his later years in prison, and he was a lot smarter than I am. So if he wasn't able to do it, if Peter Schiff's not willing to make that bold stand with that claim, I'm certainly not going to, even though I know you're right. There's just nothing we can do about it. I was on, give me a shout next time. Oh, son of a... Oh, I am gonna next time, I am. You can carry me, Tom, like you do in here. Hey, oh yeah, we would have some fun games. I'm actually pretty good for some reason. Probably because my nephew making me play. Daniel, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your second month with the Outhouse Crypto, Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Hope we close the candle in 1 hour. Yes, yes. I think the very important zone here, don't worry so much about the EMA. Worry about that 2018 resistance. It'll take care of the EMA as well. You're on the money, though. Chris, welcome in. Jason, income. Yes, we know. The Gatman, thanks for being in Tom's Army 2+ years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. Join Tom's Army to help keep the lives ad-free. Oh, yes. That's a great way to advertise. Yes, these lives are ad-free during the lives themselves. Because I know it's a pain in the ass. I do. I would have it on my phone and I could see every time that the ads would kick in. So I decided with the members of Tom's Army, as long as there's one member who joins in Tom's Army, as all my content's free, but if you appreciate what I do, you can support me like that. Send a YouTube super chat or donate through Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal, which is on my homepage. But because of the members of Tom's Army and everybody who's ever sent a donation, past, present, or future, I do these lives ad-free so that you don't got to sit through all that nonsense. And then when it becomes viewable to everybody else on the rerun, then I put the ads back on so YouTube will recommend my content. Otherwise, they won't. Lonzo, thank you for the $2 donation. Just heard BlackRock's doing business with Velo. I have heard that rumor. I just don't know how true it is. I don't know how true it is. From everything I've seen, it's speculative, but it seems like speculative good news. I just can't see anything concrete from a source that I don't know. But I've seen it as well. 1970 Legend, thank you so much for the $4.99 donation. What is with all the donations? I love it. I don't know what I'm doing to deserve them, but thank you so much. Back off now. Did I miss VeChain? No, you did not miss VeChain. We haven't talked about it yet. But let's start here. Ready? Let's start here. So we've had a lot of people talk about a lot of different things. I'm going to start with a curveball here. Velo. Only because I knew it was getting hammered today. But why do we think that these ones in particular are getting hammered? Like, why is SHX? Why is Velo? Those are two big ones on the Stellar blockchain. What is the reasons? Is it because of the news? Donations because you pay tax. Yes. Donations. But yeah, I hear ya. But Velo down 12.9%. Oh, I know. They're all, to be honest with you, they're all manipulated by bots. All manipulated by bots. And we talked about a couple of the layers yesterday when we had this little move. I didn't think it was going to come down so quick, but I mean, we did. I did the silent segment. Does anybody remember? And we talked about the first support down at 0145 area. And we can put this out here. So I think it could be working on a bigger cup here. It's amazing. Is this out in front of the rest of the market, or is this just doing its own thing? Because a lot of times these are smaller. They kind of roll their own way. You can't really put too much thought into it when it comes to the rest of the market. It's very hard to just give a 1-year target. I don't like giving targets in that regard. It all is going to depend. It's all going to depend if this actually creates one of these head and shoulders, because to me, we could be building a very wide pattern recovery here. And this is healthy. It depends, though, which level it wants to come to. I mean, if you want it to maintain very nice bullishness in a big way, you'd stay at this 1.4 level. But it did create this little channel here that was rising at the back end of this, which made it difficult. But we're going to come down, and we're going to have to try to hold 1.4, I feel like. Now, we did come down to the 1 hour, so maybe the 3 hour 200 day. But it seems like it's unfinished business here. It still needs to come down a little bit. In time, it definitely seems like we're working on a cup up to like 3 cents. It's just we've already hit the short term. So now we have to build a short handle to come up. But honestly, in 1 year, if it plays this appropriately, I wouldn't be surprised to see it around 1.5 or 4.5. It's just going to take time. You're going to have to give it time. It may take until June, July of next year. But if this plays properly, I see no reason why As long as it doesn't invalidate by coming below 9.3. Remember, if we lose 0093, it's invalidated, what I'm thinking right now. As long as it holds 0093, preferably 014, because it can happen quicker. Either one of those two is fine. It's not that it invalidates it if you go down even farther, but it does have to reset itself, and then that's a big move from 003. Then you'd be talking about like a 1 year move from 003 to 009, and that's like a 200% move, roughly, or maybe more to 1.4. But I'm looking at, in 1 year, I think it's going to test some of these upper thresholds. I really do, because if I'm looking at this, if you're looking at this realistically, what are we really doing? It looks like we're building a very big consolidatory pattern, but there's a lot of cups that could form here. Oh, you're talking way up here at 15 cents, but that's not what I'm looking at. If you're looking at a real 1 year projection, somewhere at 4.6, maybe if we get lucky, 7 if it were to ride like that. I think in a shorter projection, you're looking at 2.9, unless we get invalidated. You know, and we could get invalidated because we're oversold pretty big in the daily. That's the problem. And my charts are inverted, so even though it looks like it's overbought, it's oversold. I like to invert it. Make sure to see who's paying attention. So, is that telling us of something to come here, like we're about to dump off out of nowhere? Or is XRP proving, with a possible close here tonight, over the 2018 resistance, and that's at 54.1 cents approximately, 54.13. Are we proving that we're getting ready for something bigger? In the short-term breakout from here, just in this short-term pattern, is 58.6. Now, as we know, we've got a couple areas that we need to push past. If we get past 55, we get up to 59.12, and then we can start working. And the importance of doing something like that is that we know we have the cup and handle resistance and the rising channel resistance above us, and we can't get there unless we push past that 59. Then we got 60.8, which is the rising channel resistance, which should be support. I mean, the cup and handle resistance. And then just above it at 63.2 is the rising channel resistance. That should really be support. You don't want the resistance to be the support. Then you're in a bad way. So we still have that big W reversal. The fact we came down and consolidated back down to about 42 cents is big. And everything's looking pretty good right now in this cup and handle. It really is. We're just standard operating procedure here. Nothing's changed. And now we're getting towards that 70 percentile, a little bit past that in the pattern. And that's usually where if you're going to break out, you break out. So we'll see. It looks pretty promising to me. I'm missing the secondary trend line. No, I'm not. They're just in different charts. So I have them set up differently. So I have them based on different charts. They're set up the way they need to be. But this is what we're looking at, though. I mean, we got a lot of stuff we're looking at. The most important thing to me. Nah, he has not, Jason. I don't even want to go into it. Mr. Pool's doing a fantastic job. I'm not here to bag on anybody. I've just seen a lot of. I'm not going to talk about it. Doing a phenomenal job. All right. So 40 billion is what I would like to see XRP in time push past towards as well. That's something I would love to see us push past towards. That's where the price action fell out of that rising channel. Fortunately, we've come down and we've vindicated ourselves. Nope, you do not need riddles to see what's coming in the chart. The problem with riddles is I could say that a beetle's flying through the air and somebody could interpret it as whatever they want it. It's basically up to the imagination of the user. And then somebody can go 3 years from now and say, oh, look at that. But at the time, it didn't even mean what it was supposed to mean. You know, I'm not interested in that junk. I mean, actually, I don't follow it, so I guess it's not that interesting. I'd rather see the facts. I want to see what's going on in the charts and the news. You're all stuck in the matrix. Jason, you're talking to the wrong person if you want to talk about the matrix. I'm the last person who's in the matrix. I haven't worked a 9 to 5 and I can't even tell you how long. I don't get up and do what everybody else does. Yeah, I've got to pay for my house, which is paid off, but I've got to pay taxes because I'm not going to jail. But when was the last time you got to watch everybody go to work? I mean, what's the matrix to you? Are you dealing in currency? Or are you dealing in gold and silver? Like, do you know what money is? Is money gold or is money the US dollar? You just said we're all stuck in the matrix. I'm just saying, we are all on our own journey, but what makes us stuck in the matrix? I'm just curious your opinion. Like, what do you believe? You don't pay income taxes. Well, I probably wouldn't be bragging about that. I'm just saying, I probably wouldn't be talking about that. The government has eyes everywhere. Let's see. But I mean, all the power to you. All the power to you. Let's see. But yeah, that's where I sit, honestly. That is where I'm sitting right now. So we'll see exactly how this breaks one way or the other. I'm very interested to see how this actually plays out. We haven't been given a lot of opportunity, though, as far as, hey, it looks like we could possibly break out, but we've been stuck so tight, which even leads me to more encouragement because the range is tightening. The Bollinger Bands were at the same levels we were at when we had that 75,000% breakout in 2017-18 or 2016 to 18. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen, but what I am saying is that you know, we're at historical unprecedented levels that we've only seen. I mean, historically precedented levels. And it's an interesting moment in time, and the more people that I've noticed, or the better chance, I don't even want to say the better chance, but the more that people should be watching, the less they do, and the more fear ends up in the market. Like, even now, I think it's at like a 34 in the fear. Let's get the index. And it's interesting because I always talk about how it's a better buy when everybody's fear. That's when you want to buy. If you know nothing about the market, when it's in fear, start buying. When it's in greed, sell. If you know nothing else, that's basically the only indicator you need to watch. We were in fear 26 yesterday, and then we bounced up. 26 fear last week, we bounced up since last week. You know, and then if you look at it from the other perspective, we were in the 56 fear late last month. Earlier or end of July, we're at 71 or 72 we hit. So it's interesting. So, but I want to read this very quickly before I lose my patience. XRP could be on the verge of huge squeeze again. And please make sure that like button. Only 66% of the audience has hit the like button. Man, oh man, we could be making some real noise here. If you guys hit the like button, YouTube recommends this to others. The big indicator of how they pass on my content, they see 129 people watching and only 80-something people hit that like button. They say, well, you know, if less than 65% of the people are hitting that like button, why should we pass it on? I'm just being honest. XRP could be on verge of huge squeeze against Bitcoin. Coinbase announces new listing. I don't even care about that garbage. I just want to know about the first part. So XRP is demonstrating the potential for a significant squeeze against Bitcoin, with the XRP Bitcoin pair currently standing at 0.000945 per TradingView data. Since the beginning of the year, it has declined by 35.05% at the same time, gaining 27% since June. Usually the squeeze happens when the asset sees a sharp move higher due to a big number of short bets, which might soon happen for XRP and Bitcoin. The last notable squeeze occurred in August after the judge issued the final judgment in that Ripple case against the SEC, but XRP could not sustain its upward momentum beyond a short-term squeeze. A similar situation took place last year when the court recognized secondary XRP sales as non-securities. According to an announcement... All right, let's see if I can find more into these terms, because this is what I am very interested in. I couldn't care less about the rest of it. I've already talked about that at other times, but this is what I'm interested in. I wish more people would talk about it, though. I really do. I wish there was more that we could just check on what we're saying against what we're saying. That's probably all we're going to find with that. I guess we could read some of this. Major XRP Ledger XRPL amendment about to go live. And then we're going to watch a video of Peter Schiff's. It's about 8 minutes. And while I do that, I'm going to do something as well. I'm going to do some shifting around with some funds. Tom gave you his answer. I don't understand why you wouldn't like something that costs you nothing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't like to... the only time I ever gave a real forecast on when I thought something was going to happen and how and when and the urgency is when we dropped down. Well, in 21, I used to give proclamations. Now I just give you the charts. You guys can determine when and where you think or how it's going to get there or the time frame. I'm just going to tell you how it's going to do. Major XRP Ledger XRPL amendment about to go live. The XRP Ledger has made a significant announcement of a new amendment. The amendment under the code FIXAM will go live on the XRP Ledger later this month. In a post on X, the XRP Scan Explorer informed community members of the development. An amendment in the XRPL context implies a proposal to change the existing code or protocol governing a specific function in the ledger. The amendments can help fix bugs and improve or introduce new features. However, for the amendment to happen, validators must reach a consensus. That is, the FIXAM v11 amendment has to get the nod of most of the validators or nodes that maintain the network. As of the time of writing, 29 out of 35 votes cast have voted yes to the amendment. This represents 82.86% of the consensus already. If it scales through, the XRP community will expect a new update or fix to the automated market maker feature, when implemented, it will allow for decentralized trading directly on XRPL Big. This aims to improve liquidity and efficiency for traders on the blockchain Massive. Prior amendments and community sentiment, notably the amendment for FIXAM v1_1, has entered a 14-day activation window. If the 82.86% approval is sustained for 2 weeks, the amendment becomes active and the changes to FIXAM will be implemented on the network. The approval support threshold stands at 80%. As reported by you today in April, XRP Ledger performed a major update to the mainnet known as FIXAM Overflow Offer. The update was meant to fix the problem of large synthetic AM offers being handled incorrectly in the payment engine. On that occasion, it reached 100% consensus from validators. Some members of the community have lauded the amendments already in activation period. At the time of writing, XRP traded up 1.48% to exchange hands at 53.75, signaling bullish sentiment. Love hearing that with the AMM. That's a great thing to add to it. And as I promised, some of you will probably leave. We'll see. And I appreciate the 111 likes. We'll see. But we're nowhere near being done. We're only 32 minutes in. We'll be about 40 minutes in when this is over. And then we're going to talk about, I'm going to buy it right in front of everybody, what I think is going to happen next. Even if it doesn't, I'll continue to buy until it happens. And I love these moments because now I don't care. Now it's at a spot where now I really see an opportunity. And these are my favorite moments. So we're going to watch this, and I love watching this stuff.
We don't matter. They don't care. So why should we?
I don't like watching these ads, but, you know. Matt, welcome in, and thanks for being in Town's Army for your second month with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. It's going pretty well, my friend. But if you want to hear about policy and you just want to hear, I'm just listening to Peter Schiff. I have no opinion one way or the other.
View and to add real insight into just how damaging this economic plan would be to the American economy. God forbid that Harrison Walls get elected. He's the co-founder of Schiff Sovereign and a global strategist, along with being a chief and heck of an economist. Peter Schiff back on the program. Peter, how about it? I know you've looked it over. All I know is free handouts once again for first-time home buyers. Where's mine? 1.7 trillion. Where the hell are we going to get it when we're already 34, 35? I don't even know how many trillion we're in debt. And who came up with this? Because we know she didn't. Go ahead, Peter. It's all yours.
You did such a good job, Dan, ripping it apart. There's really not much left for me to say. But, this was tried in Venezuela. It was tried in Cuba. It was tried in the Soviet Union. It didn't work there. This is what happens when you get raised by a communist father. The Soviet Union and other communist nations are famous for their bread lines.
Yep.
And, this is what Kamala is going to create. She's actually targeting grocery stores. That's where she wants to start. She thinks the grocery stores are gouging the customers. I mean, they have the smallest margins out there. They barely make any money. They do it on volume. But she wants to, control what they can charge. Pretty soon, America's going to be standing in a long line for bread, and it'll probably be stale. And there are going to be a lot of things that you're not even going to be able to get. I mean, if you think stuff is expensive now, wait till you have to buy it on the black market because it becomes illegal.
Yeesh. Peter, let me ask you something. I don't know that you're that much older than me, so you and I don't remember exactly how it went down in the 70s under Carter. I was a little kid, but I do remember some of it. I remember the gas lines and the food shortages on the shelves, and my grandmother and my parents complaining and freaking out, right?
That was some price control.
That's what I wanted to compare. Yep.
In a free market, you don't have long lines. You just let the price adjust to whatever the market happens to be. But when you believe that the government needs to control prices, you're rejecting the most important aspect of a free market economy. That's supply and demand. In a free market, supply and demand determines the price. In a socialist economy or communist economy, you have the government trying to set the price. And that's what Kamala wants to do because she doesn't believe in capitalism.
No kidding. Well, here's what I don't get. You've been in there, dearie.
Essentially plan the economy and pick prices.
She's been in there for almost 4 years with Joe. I don't have to play the sound bites again.
This is for political purposes, this is the only thing I would say. If you're looking for change, which the central banks do it, but I'm not going to get into it. I don't want to get banned. But what makes you think if you pick somebody who's already the vice president and you don't like what the policies are, and you're going to vote for that same person who's already had the same agenda? I don't understand. It doesn't matter either way, but if you look at it from that perspective, you've already had it for 4 years. Did it work? No. Are you worse off than you were? Yes. Is everything? Yes. Are we still talking about expanding the money supply? Unfortunately, the devaluing of the dollar by both candidates. Everybody's, hey, we're going to devalue the dollar. All right, devaluing of the dollar. Not understanding that when we go to the grocery store, it's going to cost us more. My prediction is coming true here shortly. The U.S. dollar is going to be below 80, and we will be on the air when this happens. I guarantee it. And the other thing is, we're going to keep printing money. Everybody cheers. Everybody cheers. Do you realize the only way to make prices more expensive? It's not the greedy corporations. All that is such horseshit. It drives me insane. It makes my ears bleed. You expand the money supply, prices become more expensive. You contract the money supply, it becomes cheaper. You have to raise interest rates to pay the national debt. That's what you would have to do. As long as the debt gets bigger month over month, year over year, prices become bigger because our currency is expanded. That's it. That's it. There's nothing else to see or hear. Both candidates, I love Trump. I've always loved Trump. Politically, though, they're all on the same page. I can't help that. This is the first time I've ever seen it where both candidates are just saying the same thing. I mean, it's unbelievable.
With you, people know she's come out over the last 3 years and bragged up Bidenomics and said they're working. Her words, not mine. Bidenomics is working. This is what you get when Bidenomics works. We've seen her say it. So you didn't do jack squat for 3.5 years but ruin our economy. Now we believe your plan's gonna work. I think J.D. Vance, in an interview this weekend, put it best when talking about her plan. Watch this and we'll get your take on the backside.
Because the American people just don't buy the idea that Kamala Harris, who's been vice president for 3.5 years, is somehow going to tackle the inflation crisis in a way tomorrow that she hasn't for the past 1,300 days. Giving Kamala Harris control over inflation policy, Shannon, it's like giving Jeffrey Epstein control over human trafficking policy. The American people are much smarter than that. They don't buy the idea that Kamala Harris represents a fresh start. She is more of the same. It is doubling down on the failed policies of the Harris administration to give Kamala Harris a promotion rather than to fire her, which is what I think most Americans are going to do on November.
Peter?
First of all, I don't even think Biden's been the president for the past 3 years. I think he's just a puppet. And I think the people who are pulling the strings are going to be doing the same thing with Kamala. In fact, I believe that they had a plan from the beginning to install Kamala as the nominee. I think what they did is they all lied for months and months about how Biden was sharp as a tack so they can feign that they were surprised because they set that debate unprecedentedly early, so that they were able to push Biden out, but supplant him with Kamala Harris without any real primary. Because if Biden had actually stepped down earlier, before the primaries began, there is no way Kamala Harris would have won that nomination.
Great point. Yeah.
The only way they can install her was to pull off this switch that they did. So nothing is going to change, I think, if Kamala becomes president. It's just going to get much worse. And all of her plans amount to one thing: create more inflation. That's all she wants to do, is the government's going to spend more money that it doesn't have by running bigger deficits, which the Fed is going to monetize. So if you think prices are high now, wait till you see how much higher they're going to be if Kamala is elected and these horrible policies are continued.
Hi, this is Senator Bernie Sanders.
Speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen, if it was a free... Listen, if everything was 50-50 and they weren't trying to manipulate one side or the other, this is all I'm going to say. How many ads do you watch on your TV, on your computer? And this is what you'd be watching in my lives if not for the members of Tom's Army who sponsor these these lives. You'd have to watch these too. This is what I'm talking about. But how many times do you see an ad for Trump versus Harris? 95 to 98% of the time, it's a Harris ad bashing Trump. So if all things were equal, why isn't it 50-50? Why do they shove it down your throat one side or the other? Why do you think the kids vote Democratic? Because all they know is these stupid policies. Imagine a 18-year-old voting for something when they've never even owned a house, but voting for something that bankrupts their parents and then them in the future. But because they're going to get a free cell phone, free healthcare, free food stamp, whatever the case may be, they're all on board because they think if they're going to give me it free, I don't have to work. The problem with that is when you give something for free, you just expand the money supply. What do you think happens then? I'll let you answer it for yourselves. Thank you, Bernie. We needed to hear you, buddy. We needed to hear you bash.
For another 4 years.
Well, in addition to spending, we know that she's big government. So, I mean, she's going to be adding jobs to the federal government and making it grow, which again spends more money. The more government you create, the more we're going to be down. Peter, I want to show you real quick a new poll, and this is by mainstream media, not me. This is by CBS News. It just dropped over the weekend. Choice for president when it comes to major factors: the economy, Trump, 56. Ms. Harris, 43. Inflation, they trust Trump, 61. Her, 38. And the border.
And you know what? I'm starting to change my mind. I never used to do any kind of dedicated political stuff, but I'll be honest. I want to know how smart people are now and exactly how screwed I am and how much more gold and silver I need to own and how many less dollars I need to be in. We might need to start talking politics here. I mean, you know, we might just do it on its own standalone kind of video. A live, obviously. There ain't gonna be no updates of politics. But I'm just saying.
76%, Harris, 24. Why is it that we see those polls that say he's way ahead on the issues, but then the mainstream media will say, but she's up 2 points overall national?
Yes, I know, JW, so I can't.
I like questions that they're asking are who they're polling, what their sample is. But you know what's funny? You know, the DNC just started today.
Right.
And, you know, the people, the delegates, people are not familiar with these guys, but I am, because I've been to those conventions. I was actually at the DNC in 2012, and Kamala Harris's communist ideas are going to actually have a lot of support at that convention, because I was there in 2012, and I have a video up on YouTube, and I went around talking to the delegates, asking them if they would approve a ban on profits, corporate profits. And so many of these guys said, yeah, that's great. Let's ban profits. So you have a bunch of socialists that are in that room. But if you watch this video, you'll laugh. I mean, it's hysterical, but then you'll want to cry. But I actually posted it on X today because I put that video out, you know, in 2012. It got over 1 million views. But it's worth watching now because you have to understand who the Democrats are. Yeah. And especially, that's why the team that they've got now, the president, vice president, they are far, far to the left of even the average Democrat. You have no idea radical the people at the convention are. I mean, look at some of the protests. Look at some of the people that are out front. And
that's coming up right after you. We're going there, Peter. We're going to Chicago next after you and talking about all this craziness.
And the media is never going to try to hold Kamala accountable and say, do you repudiate any of this? Do you reject any of this? You know, the way they do with Trump, you get, somebody that a white supremacist happens to be a Trump supporter. And, well, do you disavow this? Do you approve of this? What are all these, communists that are
they're not going to do any of that.
She never has to answer for that.
Nope.
For all the anti-Semites, in the Democratic Party now.
I know. They won't ask those tough questions, and even if they did, she wouldn't answer them. That's their MO. They've been hiding her for 29 days now, no major press conference, and she just launched this massive economic plan. It's insane. I can't say the phrase I want to say, but let's just say this in a PC manner. This DNC convention will look like a monkey trying to make love to a basketball. That's all I'll say. Put that in your mind. That's it. Peter Schiff.
That's awesome. Oh, it's awesome. All politics have a big role in the stock market, honestly, in investing. Speaking of investing, we'll get through XDC and XLM and H-bar here. We've already been 40 minutes in. I wanna look at something real quick. So I want to ask my audience before some of you leave, and I'm proud of all of you for staying through that. I am proud of you. Do we think gold and silver now has went through the rest of their retracement and is it ready to go? The two opportunities here was either it was going to hold 2,484 ultimately, and it did come to 2,470 pulled up, or it needed to come to 2,415. Now, the plus of this is if it holds 2,484 and pushes past 2,526, we're going to 2,616 without a major correction. And a major correction might just be to 2,526, or we'll just go to 2,860. And the closer we come to the rate cut, the better odds we have for gold. Silver's about to go parabolic. I mean, it's in a nice inverse pattern. It's in a nice expandable, one could call it a descending wedge if you want. I'd be fine with that. It's very bullish. However you want to spin it, this is very bullish. Very fucking bullish. And I bought back into, as some of you might have read between the lines, with B2 here. You know what? Before everybody, because I always get told, oh, you didn't buy shit, So I just like to be transparent very quickly. So I bought, where's it at? B2 Gold. I bought $2,222 in First Majestic at $4.71. And then I bought $8,222 at $2.68 of B2 Gold. That's 3,068 shares. So, bye. So it hasn't been that much of an investment so far, but that's what I've done so far. Dividends are very nice on B2 Gold, only 0.37% on First Majestic, but 5.93% current times with B2 Gold. We sold B2 Gold at the last time when it got the rejection at, well, you might not have, but we had it set up. It's a little different now, but it was a rejection at $2.83 right here, and it was a perfect sell signal. Once it hold 262, which, as I said, I had it at 258, and I fucked that up, so I missed the bottom because I missed the line where it should have been set up. I mismarked it and didn't realize it. It should have been 262. So that day when I debated at 262 or 265, wherever it was at, I should have just bought. But it's at 268, so whatever. But that's where we stand. It looks like a reversal took place here today. So I'm very optimistic. And with First Majestic, you look for opportunities like this. They threw us a bone here. And the only reason it came down, it was because of a new acquisition. They bought a new mine, and it's going through arbitrage. So when that happens, the price, basically they overpaid by 60%, and the price came down by about 60%. And you can't make that up from where it was at when they were first discussing it. So what ended up happening is we were given a gift. It was back in June. We were at $8.41. It's already come down since then. Where I bought it, it was down 44.3%. I will buy a little bit more if it does come down more, But it's just right before the rate cuts, I just couldn't wait any longer. And because of how much it dumped, it was just, to me, I wanted to buy it at $6 again after I wrote it up. I wanted to buy it at 5. When I seen it go down there, I couldn't stop talking about it yesterday enough. It was just, there's opportunities out there, and then there's, you know, moments you wouldn't expect. I could come on tomorrow and say I'm down 70%. I don't know. So do your own diligence. I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't tell anybody what to do. Nor would I dream of telling you what to do. I'm just going to tell you what I do, and we're going to let the chips fall where they may. The good news is once I talk about precious metals, a lot of people leave. So this will make it a lot easier for the last segment when we go over some really good information. I sent over on HOTCOIN. Now I'm going to have to pause you guys for a sec when I log in. No offense to everybody, but I had to do it through my phone, so now I'm going to have to re-log back in here. So I'm going to have to pause this very quickly. Not that I don't trust you. All right, we are back. We are back. So, oh, no, we're not. Not yet. Hold on. Yes, we are back. Yes, we are back. All right, we're back. So, I'm going to teach everybody, too, how to get into the XRP Bitcoin pairing here in just a sec. And show you how nice it is to have very low spot fees on HOTCOIN. So if you want to join me there, not only can you trade with me on HOTCOIN and COPYTRADE, which we have a $100 to $1,000 challenge if you don't know. That's up to like $345 right now. Yeah, but I'm not getting into... No, George. I'm not... George, that was a joke. I wouldn't get into politics, believe me. I don't like that stuff. It's just a dividing tactic. I was just talking. I'm not going to do it. Trust me. I'm the last person who would. So, on HOTCOIN, if you want to buy into the XRP Bitcoin pairing, so what you're going to want to do here if you want to buy Bitcoin, if you want to get into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell this. Right now I have 2,640 XRP that I sent over from BITUNIX. So I don't have any money on BITUNIX right now. Well, maybe a couple $100. But I wanted to send the majority over because I took off $1,000 today as well because I like to pay stuff and, you know, I just make it back. Actually, no, I have a little bit on BITUNIX. What am I talking about? I always have a little bit in USDC. But anyhow, nonetheless. So let me sell XRP. So right now my XRP is worth, let's just see real quick. 1,421 USD. Let's see how much it is when I sell it out. And I'm not going to do anything special. I'm just going to sell it out by market count, which is what's going to give me the worst, you know, the worst possible amount that I sell, dollar-wise. So I got $1,547 right now. Oh, shoot, I don't remember how much whatever. That's how much we have right now, 1,547 in USD, which is worth 1,556 USDT. Look at the disparity right now. So now trade... Now, if you want to buy the XRP Bitcoin pairing, you're going to want to do it. You're thinking Bitcoin, XRP is going to appreciate to Bitcoin. So you're going to want to buy Bitcoin, right? So all you're going to do right now, you got to buy Bitcoin. So I'm going to buy Bitcoin. We're going to market it. We have $1,556, so we'll see what we're at the end. Buy Bitcoin. Now we're going to have to do it again because it didn't buy the whole amount, which happens sometimes. Then we're going to have to buy it again. And we're going to have to buy it again. The transaction may not be less than $15. So what we're going to do is we're going to sell $20. Some people would leave the $12. I'm petty. I'm not doing it. Sell out 25. Let's see. We'll sell 3%. Now we're going to buy back $73. Let's see if it buys the whole amount. Nope. We're not going to get caught in that game again. Buy. Buy. Oh, yeah, I forgot. There we go. All right, good enough for me. So, now we're going to go into the XRP Bitcoin pairing. So, if you're doing this, so basically, some would be like, well, why don't you just buy XRP? And then just, it's fine. Or buy the XRP in the Bitcoin pairing. You've got to have it in Bitcoin when you buy the XRP Bitcoin pairing. And then you're going to sell it out into XRP if you think it's going to appreciate into that side of the pairing. So you can't hold XRP in this sense. You're still going to have it, still going to show your amount as if you're an XRP, but you're in it on the Bitcoin side. It's two different sides of the pairing. So, and you can go back and forth, and a lot of people do this to make a lot of money. Oh, don't tell me they took the XRP Bitcoin pairing off here. I'm going to be so pissed. Oh, no. I remember. You have to do it from here. Yeah, I was going to say, if they took the XRP Bitcoin pairing off, we're going to fight about it. What the hell? Let's see. XRP Bitcoin. I can't see. Ah, there it is. Oh, I guess I'm going to have to do it like this. Look at this. I'm not sure why it's doing this, but we're going to have to do it like this. So now, we're going to buy. And I'm going to buy the whole damn thing and flip it into XRP on the Bitcoin pairing. So now it's in. Why do I have so much in cash still? Oh, it didn't do the whole purchase. I'm like, well, what is going on here? Look how much it didn't spend. All right, let's see. And when you're looking at an XRP, the disparity is going to be there because right now it's only giving you the prices if you sell it out in XRP, not selling out in the Bitcoin pairing. So you have to remember that when you're looking at the actual price after you put it in like this, because it's going to show you it as if you're on the losing end right now on the XRP side. Remember, as it appreciates and you start selling it out that way, unless you sell it out back to Bitcoin, then your price will look a little bit higher. That's all. Some people get discouraged and they don't do it because they're like, well, I had more money when I put it in there. It's bullshit. And it's like, well, yes, you did, sir. But that's the way it works. Because you're on this side of the pairing now. There we go. We have the equivalent of 2,842.6 XRP. But remember, if we're looking to sell it out in Bitcoin, it's going to be a little bit higher differential. So that's what we're working with right now. I'm just going to say we have $1,500 right now in the XRP Bitcoin pairing. And every single day I'm going to put more into it until this breaks out. And if it breaks down, well, if I got to cut my losses or whatever the case may be, whatever. At the very least, I have more XRP, right? At the very least, I have about 2,500 additional XRP, I believe it said. If you want to look at it that way. 2,842 XRP. And every day, I'm going to start building more. So, now if you would like to buy the XRP, or come to HOTCOIN if you'd like to buy the XRP Bitcoin pairing. You don't need a VPN or KYC. You've seen how easy I sent funds on XRP from another exchange. But now if you want to copy trade me, you go into the futures and you sign up. And you can do it in the video description below of this video. It's simple. Or you can just go into my YouTube channel and click on my picture. And then right here it says, well, I mean, you can click the links right here where it says, hey, did it make it easier? No, you can click on where it shows all my stuff, or you can just click where it says the links. Click on HOTCOIN, even BITUNIX. You can send a a donation if you would like through Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. But you can sign up through BITUNIX and HOTCOIN right there. In this particular case, we're talking HOTCOIN. Both are amazing worldwide. I love them both. And if you are on HOTCOIN, make sure to go on BITUNIX so you can see the difference that is there as well when it comes to futures. So, and spot, you might like it better. But copy trading, once you download through the app and the link, you can copy trade me. I get the question all the time, so I answer it when I have an opportune moment. We have the $100 to $1,000 challenge. We're up $245.67. I didn't make a trade in about a week. My mom was hospitalized for 4 nights. So I didn't really want to do trading. I didn't really want to focus on it. Julie, welcome in, love, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. Amazing. That's my significant other, by the way. Mr. Crothers, welcome in. My main man from Maine. Love seeing you in the house. I really do. Really, really do. Kryptonian, welcome in. And thanks for being in Tom's Arm for 3 months plus with the XP Meteor. And Mike Stevenson, been in Tom's Arm for 6+ months with the XP Predictor. Good evening to you, my friend. Thank you for the kind words, and I hope you're having a blessed evening as well. So you would go here. If you have the money on here, you switch it to USDT. Glad to see over 100 people listening to this. We're almost done. But then I want to get through those 3 charts I promised. Then if you have the money and you have to go into the futures and put it in USDT because that's how the futures works on this exchange. And then if you go into here, you go into My Lead Trading for me, but for you, you're going into copy trading. You go into search and the copy trade, and then you just type in XRP. You'll see XRP future on my L, that's me. You'll see our 30-day win rate, 52.68%. 30-day PNL, 31.32%. And then you can see our whatever, and our PNL is up 245.67. We want that to say 1,000 on the PNL. Well, actually, we only need it to say 900 because it's 100 to 1,000 after. I didn't say 100 to 1,100. So we want to see the PNL at 900. So we're not close to our goal yet, but it is nice to be up better than 245%. I must say, it feels a lot better than being down 100% or 200%. You get the picture. So that's where we're at today. I hope I helped a lot. You know, maybe I wasted time, but I don't look at it that way. I feel like we accomplished a lot here this evening, but I do got to get through this now because my son, you know, Julie's ready. She wants me to come in, and I don't blame her. XLM right now, we got this big resistance at 964. I see no reason why we're not going to come up there. And better yet, the only reason that's a resistance is because that's the formation. You know, we got to get on the top side of this, and then we become bullish. Then we have a technical move up that gets us to about 10.95 if we can get over that 964. And in time, it would have to be over here, but you could consolidate over, and then that's where we're projecting it out. And this is just our falling channel here, which is actually pretty bullish. If you just forget right there how we had the wick down, if you want to look at it in a weekly, which I am. And it worked its way back up. So I think we got some noise working here. Weekly's on a nice bullish reversal. Daily's looking fan-frickin-tastic. Looks like a nice W reversal here. So I'm expecting big things out of XLM. XDC, and so it can get invalidated if we break through and invalidate the thesis. Yesterday we talked about how bullish XDC looked. If it can just hold, even if it winds out here, it just needs to stay above 234 right now. Seems like we're going to project higher right now as it looks bullish in this setup. But in time, we're going to come up to 4 cents and then much higher. But we have to watch for that drop down to 234 if it happens. But as long as we don't lose this setup, we're very bullish with XDC. And we're in a big descending consolidation that is technically a bullish consolidation. And we haven't hit the 3rd time on resistance. So even if bearish, we should come up a better almost 100% move from here in time. So, oh yes, the index is still in fear, which makes me very, very excited. Very excited. And, you know, it's been a while since I bought the XRP Bitcoin pairing in front of everybody. But what do you say? In the audience, from 1 to 10, 10 being dumb, or 1 being absolutely insane, and 10 being a good buy, do you think between 1 and 10, do you think I was smart or dumb buying the XRP Bitcoin pairing? At the very least, it's a teaching moment, and I'm not afraid to lose money for a teaching moment. I'll write it off like that. We talked about XDC, we talked about XRP, we talked about the XRP Bitcoin pairing, we talked about Bitcoin, we went through a whole bunch of my shenanigans, we talked about Velo. Oh yeah, H-bar, I promise, we talked about H-bar. 10, somebody, oh, 2 people said 10, nice. Nice. I like seeing a couple 10s in there at least. At least I don't sound out of my gore. V-Chain, though, was the first one. V-Chain, you did not miss it. In fact, V-Chain still underneath a very important bullish line here. But we do have a nice descending consolidation. Great developments in XRP Healthcare. I need to do a standalone update on XRP Healthcare, which I might tonight. Maybe I'll do one tonight. There's too much to talk about with XRP Healthcare, but the AI innovation, it's big. There's a lot of big stuff going on there. I'm telling you, we were so early on it, it's going to make some of your heads explode because we might have better appreciation on XRP Healthcare than we ever dream of with XRP because of the difference in size. There's so little tokens to be utilized that the price is going to have to be elevated. It's crazy. But with VeChain, nice descending consolidation. Very descending consolidation. But what did I say before? A lot of people are like, Tom, how many XRP do you need to own to be a millionaire? You're asking the wrong question. There's stuff on the XRP ledger that's part of being an XRP future millionaire. Your investment after making huge gains with me in 2021 and then investing it in gold and silver at the appropriate time in 22, coming from those direct gains, that's part of becoming an XRP future millionaire. All of this plays into it. The money that we've now been able to branch out because we've earned so much in 21 and in 23, which, you know, the story. We've now been able to branch out into VeChain and DGB and some of these other ones, HBAR and ZIL and XDC and a lot of them. XLM. This is all part of being a millionaire, the XRP future millionaire, because it branched out from those funds. There's no wrong way, folks. You're just seeing me do it. And am I in a much better or much worse position than in 21? My audience can decide that. You guys seen how I used to have to trade and how I trade now. Is there a little difference? Is there a little bit of flexibility? Is there a little bit more volatility or more variation? You know, there's more funds to be had because we've made money. I'm just showing you it in real time is all. But this is a nice descending consolidation. If VeChain breaks out in a better way, let's look at it from the bullish scenario. We'll do it where X marks the spot. I mean, you're looking at a pretty nice appreciation up 3.7 cents from where we're at. And someone will be like, well, Tom, look how long it's, you're giving me 3.7. That's not ultimate. That's just the short term. So let's just say that's 70%, but you have to have testicular fortitude to buy it. You know why they call it testicular fortitude? Because what if it breaks down? Right? And then you would just not have the foresight to buy it at 0.06. We don't want it at 0.06. For purposes of, we don't want to go into an extended bear market. We prefer the top, not the bottom. So that's a 70% down. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. So we're going to look at it in today's terms as if it's going up, but giving you the opportunity to make that decision for yourself. HBAR, we don't even have to do any work because we had just a beautiful moment last night where I couldn't believe it. But look at that. We started talking about the reversal last night. It's just continued to play true here today. We have a close in 36 minutes or 46 minutes, but I honestly got to get going. It's already been much too long, an hour and 7 minutes. Julie's waiting. I know it. But a big W reversal is taking place, not just in the short time, but in a much longer time frame here. Much longer time frame. What if? I hate this new update, by the way. What if? Well, I have to actually do that to delete this. It makes no sense. I mean, what if it is swinging around and it swings around and then it actually does pull up? What if this actually was the pullback and this is telling us everything we need to know that exhausted? And now we're ready to roll. I don't know. We don't know if it can just pull out here. And it can always be invalidated. But as of right now, I like what I'm seeing. Let's just make sure we hold this area here. And that right now is right at 4.9 cents here for HBAR. And then if we break out of here, you're looking at an upward move to 12 cents in time. Big move to come. So, thank you, everybody. I got to go. I'm getting the signal. Have a great evening. Until tomorrow, be blessed, everybody. Seriously, be blessed.